what happened in the last video.
I just gotta grab that butt.
And here is more MrDudeManSir.
That was different. It's supposed to rain all evening, so make sure you both take an umbrella with you. Got it. Thanks for the loaner. Have fun today, and Shinohara, you be sure to think about where to go with that date of ours. Yes, mother. She's not your mother, you know. Sachiko had woken up ungodly early and pulled my futon away, forcing me up with a chill and a sneeze. We both combed our hair and put our school uniforms, then scarfed down the breakfast my mom had made and flew out the house. If we didn't hurry, we'd be late for setting up. Things are looking pretty grand this year, too. Yeah, it's really coming together. But I forgot. I have to go get the bowls, not bowels, from the prep room. Sachiko, you go on ahead to class, will you? Roger that. Oh, and I'll take your bag for you. Give it here. Thanks. It was a day of the Culture Festival, or Kisaragi Fest. Our school has a whole lot of history to it, and this festival had been a part of it for ages. I can't tell the difference between commas and periods. I mean, I take a pause thinking it's a period, and it's actually just a comma. There's no difference between them at all. Every student in the junior and senior high alike was busy getting ready for the festivities, which were due to start around 30 minutes. I wondered if I'd have any extra time afterward to go check on the other classes' projects. We previously washed the bowls and were planning to use laid the mountain home mech prep room. With these bowls in hand, I proceeded to class 2-9. I climbed the usual staircase and headed toward the top of the usual room, stepping carefully so I wouldn't drop any dishes. They planned this year was the host of Red Bean Soup Restaurant. I could smell the sweet red bean paste more and more clearly with every step I took. I'd eaten so much food at breakfast, and here we had even more food rearing its head. But when it comes to sweets, I say bring it on. Morning, everyone. These look like there'll be enough bowls for today, don't you think? Good morning. Hey, it's Mayu and Ayumi. Morning. Yeah, that looks like it'd be plenty. And Yoshiki. Hey, Yoshiki. Hey. Morning, Kishinuma. Morning, Satoshi. Naomi. Satoshi seemed a bit out of sorts. He was just staring blankly. Was he still half asleep? I freaking skipped it on accident. But I couldn't actually see what was in front of my feet, and I have to admit it was kinda scary. It would be a real challenge not to drop anything. Naomi. Good morning, my dear. It wasn't Naomi, it was like Naomi. Yeah, I pronounced it wrong. I didn't know how to pronounce that exactly. Gah! Sachiko! Stop grabbing my... Stop grabbing my butt. Haven't we already said our good mornings anyway? But how can I resist an opportunity like this? Now my hands are restricted, unable to fend off my advances. Look what you did. Oh, now that's no good. Our tableware has been kept clean. Guess we just have to wash it all again. Here, I'll help. Thanks. Sorry for the trouble. And so began the Culture Festival. All day, we wore the clothes Suzumoto prepared for us and served red bean soup to our schoolmates. She had a lot of costuming experience, having worked on the side of things in the drama club for quite some time. She even did the sewing herself, putting all practice to the test. And the kimonos she prepared for us really were all exceptional quality. So good, in fact, that it became a centerpiece for us, bringing in students from the junior and senior high divisions alike. It made for a busy day. When we weren't tending to customers, we were chasing after that slacker, Kishinuma, or taking time to check out some of the other class projects. In the end, not only did we have a really fun day, we also wound up being the most popular classroom in the whole festival. All in all, a rousing success. Finally, the clock struck 6. As our busy day drew to a close, we all had stood around talking. We kept saying we should clean up, but that kind of didn't happen. Before I knew it, there were only 7 of us left in the room. Satoshi, the class rep, aka Ayumi, Seiko, Morishige, Kishinuma, Suzumoto, and myself. It seemed everyone else had already gone home. Our homeroom TA, Miss Shishiro. Yay, Miss Yui's back! Yeah! Showed up with Satoshi's little sister in tow. But they weren't. They were it, when 9 became their de facto cleanup crew. Finally done. Good work, everyone. The place is looking like a real classroom again. Those donkeys who went home without helping we're sure going to get a piece of my mind tomorrow, though. Not much of a class rep if I can't even hold everyone together long enough to clean up after ourselves. Though you did manage to keep Kishinuma here, surprisingly. Oh, shut up. Okay. I was kind of scared there. I thought they were going to do the ritual. Because, you know, all I am together in the classroom after the cleanup and then Suzumoto. I just wanted to say it's been really fun having you here these last few months. I can't tell you how many times your positive energy helped bolster my spirits. I hope... Wait a second. In the first game at the beginning, weren't they supposed to clean up after a party like this? And right before they were going home because they didn't have enough time to clean up, they did this ritual? Maybe it's a little bit different now. And instead of doing it before the cleanup and going home, they're going to clean up and maybe do the ritual then. I really do not hope so. Because it seems like this is a backstory before, because, you know, Sick is alive and everyone else is alive, and it's just like, I don't know, I'm confused. I'm just going to read now. Always remember that you're loved and respected. We may not have said much to that effect, but we've all been watching you blossom here. I lent a hand where I could and did my best to help guide you. But ultimately, you have walked your own path and have become a fine young woman. Miss Yui, I think a special person to achieve what you've done without even realizing it. It has been an honor to serve as your homeroom TA. I wish you all the best at your new school. Yep. This is the time where they did the whole ritual thing. I hope they do not know, because I will be so ticked off because of it. Thank you. Unfortunately, this teary farewell brought us back to the reality. During the holidays following the Culture Festival, Suzumoto was being transferred. This was to be her last day at Kasurogi Academy High School. Everyone here loved her, so this was a sad occasion indeed. She was truly a kind person, possessing no ulterior motives and harboring no ill will toward anyone. The thought of her leaving was just pain depressing. But time waits for no one, and sadly the time had come to say our goodbyes. As one final hurrah, our occult-obsessed class rep asked us to form one... No! Don't do it! Someone take it and run! Throw it out the window or... I don't know, do something. Upon mentioning it, she produces a paper doll from her bag. It looked a lot like those proxy dolls you sometimes see in Shinto shrines, designed to absorb bad karma in somebody's place. Visually, this whole thing just seemed like a setup for cursed seance or something. It was kind of scary, and I wasn't the only one who thought so. This is... well, it's a charm that I found on the internet. If we do it right, then all of us will be together forever. You better do it right, and you better count Sachiko into the chant. Or we'll always be friends anyways. That's the gist of it. You better chant it 10 times, not 9. Interesting. So how does it work? No, don't do this. Yes! Seriously, don't do this. It's dangerous. Our lives are on the line. Satoshi knows what's up! Satoshi! This is just like that one bad end in Corpse Party, the first one. Satoshi. Don't you think that's going a bit overboard? Nee. Look, I'm not joking. I'm dead serious here. Satoshi had always been easily spooked, and in true form he was pleading for his life that we stop what we're doing. It didn't sound that scary though. Don't worry, Mochita. This isn't my usual creepy fare. Yeah, but it's worse, cause you're gonna be teleported to a hell of a skull. I gotta say, it's rare to see you get this worked up. In the end, 8 of us proceeded with the ritual as planned, while Satoshi sat it out off to the side, tears in his eyes. I kind of felt bad for him. But this was for Suzumoto. We all wanted to give her the best possible send-off. So all I could really do was silently wonder what had gotten into him. This is literally just like the bad end, because I remember our bad end in the corpse party in chapter 5, where Satoshi was the only one who remembered, and everyone else was going to do it. It's basically just like this. Please, I'm begging you. Stop this. Don't go through with it. Why won't anyone listen to me? He's really serious. Like, as serious as I've ever seen him. What is it, Satoshi? What is it that has you so worried? It's a time loop. This has been happening before. All of this. I remember it. And what's coming next is worse than you can possibly imagine. Sorry, but I'm through trying to convince you. Just be a good boy and wait for us to finish, okay? Freaking listen to the man! He knows what he's talking about! A time loop? Is he experiencing deja vu like me? Is some new destiny being born inside of him, like this class rep had said before? Come to think of it, this does feel a little familiar. This room, this atmosphere, this charm. I obediently dug my nose into the paper doll, but all the while I was frantically forging through my memories, trying to figure out what I was missing. Do it! We're going to pull it until it rips apart in 9 pieces, okay? On the count of 3. No! You can't do this! With a pallid face, Satoshi quickly rushed over and grabbed the paper doll himself. He was joining us after all, it seemed. Everyone else smiled at him as if to say, finally, you've come over your senses. But I was just starting to get a really bad feeling about this. No, there's definitely something wrong here. Ready? 1, 2... They freaking did it! Holy crap. Oh, wow. What are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now? Oh, wow. Oh, freaking my Satoshi. You should have just took the paper doll while you had a chance. No. As soon as I reached the hallway, I fell to my knees with a thud. No. What was that? A person? It was pitch black, but I swear it was shaped like a person. The school infirmary door swung open near me, and in my panicked state, I swore I had seen a black, shadowy figure within it. No! How do I make a spew noise? That's a new noise from the other game. I don't know how to make a spew noise, but I'm gonna say spew. Oh, she puked. My mind has been completely overtaken with fear. What was that? What just happened? That dark, misty entity came toward me and entered my body from every orifice. It came through my ears to my mouth. I felt an enormous lump in my throat, blocking the flow of air into my lungs and momentarily teetering on the brink of unconsciousness. I was almost killed. It felt as if a cold hand reached into my body and grabbed a hold of my life's energy, turning all my internal organs inside out and leaving me for the dead. My stomach was churning, my bowels were on fire, and my legs were all twisted around themselves. Can pressure alone disrupt the human body this much? The odor and flavor of my own gastric juices still gnawing on the back of my throat. I felt like I was going to throw up again, but I held it in. I remember this place. these circumstances. I've been here before. I know I have. After performing the Sachiko Ever After ritual, there was a hellish noise. Then a huge hole appeared on the floor. And then I was there, in the school. There was no sign of Satoshi or Mishishido, or the class rep or anyone else. Only Seiko was still near me, clapped in a heap on the floor. Seiko and I explored the decaying building as best as we could, but there was no way out. Not even a single window or outer door could be moved or even broken. Just as our last shreds of hope had begun to vanish, we suddenly heard Satoshi's little sister Yuka cry out from somewhere we just out of sight. I sprained my ankle pretty badly. I couldn't walk very well, so Seiko went off alone to find her while I rested up at the infirmary. This is new. This didn't happen in the first game. And that's when the dark, shadowy figure showed up and began attacking. I was scared. So scared. So scared. So scared. So very scared. My teeth were chattering, my lips were quivering, as if they had mind of their own. Why would she leave me alone like that? I told her I'd go with her to look for Yuka. So why? Why did she leave me behind? Was I going to slow her down? Was I going to get in her way? Naomi, what happened? Are you okay? Seiko. What? Oh my god, are you alright? I'm so sorry I left you all by yourself. Just seeing Seiko's face quelled my shivers. Whenever she's around, I feel so at ease. And at that moment, I just wanted to cling to her and cry my eyes out. I should have just done it. But instead... Just leave me alone. Do you have any idea how scared I was? I'm sorry, Naomi. Come on, let's try to find a way out of here together. What's the point? Just forget about it. Leave me alone. We're never getting out of here. Maybe it was the safety of Seiko's presence that did it. But all the fears welling up within me suddenly turned to anger. I was like a spoiled child. Nothing good come from lashing out like this. Seiko didn't do anything wrong. I knew that, but I couldn't stop myself from saying what I said. She was genuinely concerned about me, and I'd sworn to myself that I'd protect her. But my sense of reason was frightening, fighting a losing battle. You realize you've gone missing, right? How do you think my mother's going to feel? She's going to be worried sick about me, and there's nothing I can do. Naomi, please, don't say things like that. It's going to be alright. Like heck it is. She's going to keep searching for me until the day I finally come home. And she has work, you know. This whole situation. It's not right. As long as I'm here, I'm nothing but a nuisance to her. I'm a terrible daughter. And we're just going to die here anyway. So all that time she spends looking for me will be wasted. By this time, my mind had been completely overtaken. I wasn't myself anymore. I was running on autopilot, horrified by the words coming from my mouth. No, I know how this ends. You're wrong. Families aren't like that. It won't be a nuisance. It won't be a burden. And you're not terrible. I don't know exactly how to say this, but when there are loved ones involved, you'll do anything for them. There was again, deja vu. Everything was falling into place. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what fate had in store if we continued down this road. But I guess I can see where you're coming from. Your mother is a really kind person. The last thing you want to do is worry her. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm guessing that this is the point to the argument at the end of chapter 1 between Naomi and Seiko is. And that there is an opportunity between saving Seiko and letting Seiko die off like I did in chapter 1. You can see the choice I want to go here, don't you? I want to save her. Yeah. Because you know what was so freaking torn whenever she died? That's why we need to make sure that doesn't happen, right, Naomi? We need to get back home. I don't know how it is for you and your family, but normal people don't work that way. No, it's happening. Seiko's going to get hanged. She's going to die. I have to apologize. No. I don't want you, of all people, to speak to me like that. Please, Naomi, tell me that's not how you really feel. Sachiko. Of course I'm going to apologize to her. If I didn't say something to calm her down, Sachiko would run off. I knew she'd be by herself right now. Give me a second. Is there a save button? No? That's just that. Yeah, here's a save. I need to press triangle. Holy crap, there's a darkening. So, the choices I make affect my darkening. And darkening, I'm guessing whenever it's max, I screwed over. So now there's a new aspect to the game. But right now I'm going to save. I should have saved before I made that choice, shouldn't I have? I'm gonna save after I did it. Yeah, why not? Sachiko would run off. I knew she would be by herself right now. So I pulled myself together and tried apologizing to her. But the words... Sachiko, I'm... so... The words wouldn't come. As soon as I tried to form them, something caught itself in my throat. I found myself unable to breathe and doubled over in a fit. Naomi, are you okay? I'm sorry, Naomi. If I'm bothering you, I'll go. I hate to leave you by your side. I hate to leave your side. But if that's what you want, I won't argue. Say, go. Wait! Sachiko ran off into the distance, her figure growing smaller and darker until it vanished altogether. I knew I had made an awful, irreversible mistake. Oh. A sense of dread I felt moments before had come back to full force. I could sense a malevolent within me. An outside hand had made me lash out at Sachiko. It felt like something was in my mouth. I had no idea what, but there was definitely something in there. I stuck my finger in and tried to dig it out. Ah! I got it. In the first game, whenever she was attacked by that darkened spirit, she was actually, hit by it, and was, possessed by Sachiko. And that's why she killed, well, that's how Sachiko possessed her and made him kill Sachiko. You know, the same thing was going to happen, except she pulled out some sort of hairball out of her throat, and now it's going to be all better, I'm guessing. My finger found something and pulled, and out from my throat came large clumps of long, black hair. Oh. I just kept pulling and pulling. I couldn't believe how much there was. The strand stretched all the way from my stomach through my esophagus and ran into my hands. And even then, there was still more to pull. The motion was unnatural and I created a repulsive, sickening sensation on my tonsils. I felt like I was going to throw up again. Oh! Where the heck did all this hair come from? Was this all stuck in my throat? It was only a faint notion before, but now I was certain I was remembering some future event. I didn't know why or how, but I was repeating time. Am I just not allowed to apologize? I could feel a dark will guiding me. Someone or something wanted Sachiko to be killed in this timeline as well. But I wasn't going to let it happen. Not without a fight. I have to go after her. I have to apologize. I can't leave her alone like this. I ran as quickly as I could in the direction Sachiko was gone. But then... Eek! No! A fierce earthquake began shaking the building. It was so violent I couldn't even stay standing. I crouched on the ground waiting for it to pass. Everything was moving, and there were sounds of objects cracking or breaking all around me. Glass was shattering, ceiling tiles were raining down upon me. I was scared for my life. So scared. So very afraid. I was certain I was going to die. Maybe a big chunk of ceiling would fall on me, or the floor would open up my feet and swallow me whole. I kept wondering how it was going to end, Was I going to be crushed? How badly would it hurt? How long would it be before I finally died? My head was swimming with all kinds of worst-case scenarios when my body just remained motionless on the ground. I never felt so helpless before. I didn't even care anymore. I'd take the release I could get. Just make it stop. But there was no release for me. All I could do was curl up into a ball and pray. I wondered how much time had passed. That is creepy sound effects. It could have been only a moment, a few minutes, or even a few hours for all I knew. But it did finally end, and the dark corridors were silent once more. I gradually loosened my stiff body, uncurling from the floor. Blotches of dust and wood chips fell from my hair. Some of the finer debris had finally gone my clothing, and the crunching sound like sand in my every movement. It was not pleasant. I brushed myself off as best as I could and slowly rose to my feet, slapping my skirt in vain to clear away any excess dirt and dust. The particles in the air were like a white smoke billowing through this pitch-black hallway. It took me a moment to get my bearings. Once I finally did, though, I almost wished I hadn't. The sight before my eyes instantly washed away what little hope I may have had. What? The earthquake had completely caved in part of the floor. It was no longer possible to continue down this trail. No longer possible to trail Sachiko. If I had been cowering from the quake only a few feet ahead, I'd be dead for sure, swallowed up into whatever heck lay down there. I knelt down on the edge of the hole and peered within. It was too dark to tell for sure, but what I thought I saw correct, and the ceilings in the school were unreasonably high. To make matters worse, it seemed like the floor directly below had fallen all as well. I didn't dare consider just how deep this pit might go. All I knew was I couldn't risk falling into it. Shivering in terror, I pulled myself up. What do I do? Can I get around it? I have to hurry. I definitely had to hurry. If I didn't, Sachiko would commit suicide. But there was still time. I was determined not to let it happen. No matter what, I was going to save her. I was going to change the horrible fate. Search mode. Okay. Glass. No. Okay, there's nothing in this room, I don't think. Maybe here. Okay, maybe I go up? Okay, there's some sort of like shapes in these glass, but it doesn't look like there's anything, noticeable or anything worth it. I can check over here. Door. There's a door right here. How do I even how do I? Okay. Okay, I can move areas. So this is how you do it. Huh. This is the game, huh? Where do I want to go? Doesn't look like there's anything here, so I'm just going to close this right now. I'm actually going to check around a little bit more, because there has to be something in this first room. Light? I'm just going to spam everything. No? No floorboards, nothing. Okay, I'm just going to move to the next room, the nurse office. Okay. I don't like this place. The infirmary was where I had been attacked. I didn't want to stay in there any longer than I had to. That horrible sensation in my body being overcome by that hair-like mist was something I never hoped to experience again as long as I lived. Okay, search mode. Okay, whenever I see something, it'll turn blue. That's nice. There are a large number of bottles lined up on the shelf here. Each one of them seems to be packed tightly with small chunks of identifiable meat. The smell suggests that they've been here for quite a while. Okay. Okay, there's a barrel I can click on. It's an old-fashioned space heater, but it's so full of ash that it probably never light again. Okay, this is the infirmary. I know exactly what this place is. There should be something right here. There's a photo here. The paper was cracked and warped in various spots. The picture itself was black and white. Clearly, this was not a recent photograph. It was just a simple shot of a man looking directly at the camera. It had a formal air into it, as if it were used for an arranged marriage interview.